Okay, so welcome back. So quickly we're going straight into it. Remember the last time we did all this, so now we want to use Alpine and make it to hover. When you hover, so want to change color. Okay, we just want to do that cool thing with Alpine. We're just going to do it on this one right here. All right, so let's get into it. Where's my code editor? Okay, so I think as usual, we're going to actually first declare our state in Alpine. So how to declare state is we do now. We're going to say x data. We're going to say x data, and we are going to say okay, we're going to give it a variable called hover. Right? We're going to give a variable called hover, and then we're going to say, so this is for the hover feature that we want to implement, right? So we're going to set it to an empty string first of all, right? So set it to an empty string, and then we're going to come, where is it now? We're going to come here now. So this is where we want to implement the magic. This is where we want to make the magic. So we're going to probably encounter an issue, but I'm going to walk through it this way and then show you the issue, and then we're going to try and solve it. All right, so mouse hover. So this is an event that I'm implementing or stating, or however you want to call it. Okay, so it's a hover event. So in other words, when I hover my mouse, the mouse event or hover event, when I hover my mouse over this, I want it to set this hover here. I want to set it to 1. Okay, remember we've already linked our Alpine here, so I'm using the script. Already linked our Alpine here. Okay, so this is what I want to do. Set it to 1. I should probably do the same thing for the others as well. All right, so set it to 1. Let's see. Oh, can't do this. Can't do this. 3 and set it to 4. All right, so we're going to set all this to 4. Right, so now when it's hovered, what do we want to do? Right, because we'll say when you hover on this, set this hover here, set it to 1, because an empty string, set it to 1. Okay, so when it sets it to 1, now what do we now want to happen? Right, I don't know if that makes sense. Or what do we want to happen? Okay, so we're going to say actually what we want to do is that we want to bind a class, because what we want to do is that when we hover on this thing, right, we want to change the color. So color now is styling, obviously that's CSS, right? But Alpine works better with a class, right? So what we want to do now is now implement the what's it called now? Is now implement the hover class or something like that for it, so that when we if I bite my tongue when we hover on it, it should now take up a class or do something like looks like a class or something like that. Okay, so that's what we want to do. All right. Okay, so let's see now. Let's bind the class. Well, I don't have it here first, because first of all, I need to put the class here, right? So let's say this is for the color now, right? So I'm going to say color, and then I'm going to set it to, let's say gray. Should we say gray? Gray? Let's say gray. Let's just say gray for the sake of this. Let's say gray, and it has to be in a string. Set it to gray. Okay. Set it to gray. All right. So I've set this to gray now. So that means I'm binding this class to it. So I'm gonna say now you're wondering where is the class. I haven't put the class yet, so don't worry, bear with me. I still know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna put the class and then say hover. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. Okay, okay. So color and then so this right here is called the ternary operator, right? You can see it. Sorry, you can see it here. The ternary operator, and this is what it does actually. So this is the syntax, right? So you have the condition, and then this is saying on this condition do this. If not, do this, right? So and that's what we did in our code right here. Where is it? So this is the condition here, right? And then if this condition is met, do this here. That's this class, right? If it doesn't meet it, do nothing. So I said none, right? I hope that makes sense. Alpine and PHP has its own ternary operator. JavaScript definitely does have, and I think Alpine has x if, and then x else, and then x else when. So you can also check that out. This is the x if for ALPINE.JS. Okay, so you can check that if you want. Oh, anyways, moving on. Where are we? So yes, so now to put the class, because now I just have this, but I haven't actually implemented the class. Okay, so I'm going to say for the color now, I'm going to say gray, and then we're going to set the color to, yes, you guessed it, gray. I'm going to set the color to gray. Okay, I think I set it to green first of all, so you can at least see that it's working. Then we can set it back to gray. Now also remember I did a none here, a none class. Usually I can leave it like this, but I like to maybe put something in it, you know. I like to put something in it. So I'm gonna say what was it just now? None. So I'm gonna say, sorry, none. I haven't put none here. So let's say none, and then I'm gonna say, yeah, what did I say? Black. Let's say black. So I want to set it to black, so I'm just gonna say black here. Okay, so and then I'm gonna set the color to black. Okay, that looks fine. Black. So theoretically, this should work, right? Given that we don't run into any issues, this should work. We already said hover equals to 1. If you hover on it, set it to 1. Right, but if you look correctly, we're actually missing something. Because what happens when we remove our mouse from it? So you can see now it's hovering. It has turned to green. Okay, let me refresh. So you see it's black. Let me see. Can I make this bigger? Okay, sorry, just bear with me. I'm making it bigger so you can see it. Okay, so if I hover on it now, just watch this closely. You see it has changed to green, right? But now I've removed my mouse, but it's not doing anything, right? So we want it to go back. So let's do that. So one way we can do that is saying what is it now? Using our art again, and then we'll say mouse leave. I think at one point I had issues with this because let's see, mouse leave. At one point I had issues with this because I was actually using mouse.away, right? So it was actually giving me issues at some point. Then I had to check and I'm like, oh, they don't really use mouse.away anymore. It's now mouse leave. So I had to now switch to mouse leave. Okay, so I can now set hover now equals to, sorry, I can set it equal to an empty string if I want to. That is setting it back to the default. Or I can set it back to black. But I don't want to just use Alpine for nothing. So I'm going to set it for empty string. Okay, so let's see now. This should theoretically work. Okay, so you can see it working now. Let me show you. So you can see it right now. It's working. Saying to green. So that works. So let's do that for all the other fonts, I mean, how you call it. So I'm going to just pause the video and do that so I don't take much of your time. Okay, so I have done that. You can see them right here now. So let's see how it looks on our page. So you see they all change now to green, right? But green is not the color I want to go. Remember I said I wanted it to be gray, right? Let's gray it out a bit. So let's do that. So I'm going to change the color here now to gray. Now you notice one cool thing now is that I don't have to now go and be changing the color for each and every one of it. I don't have to change for this and then I go to this and then I go to this. I can just go to the class here where I already defined it, so to speak, and then just change it and then it changes. So I think Alpine uses a bit of abstraction as well. Obviously, it has to use abstraction sharp because if not, it won't make sense if you don't use abstraction. So yeah, so you see that a little abstraction in play here, and it looks sick actually. All right, so that's it. Gray. So next, I'm going to be looking at the body. What is it? Show me. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this body here. At first I'm going to put this line first. Yeah, I'll put this line and then we'll do that and then we'll do this in the next couple of videos and then we'll round up. Remember I showed you that this hover, if you click on it, it actually change the picture of the shoe. So in case you don't like this style of shoe, you want another style of shoe, you click on it, it changes, and then you have your range here, and then you can add to cart and all that. So it's really cool. So if you've liked this so far, stick around. And if you notice, I'm trying to make the video as short as possible as I can for you because I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how other people do it, and they have really short videos, right? So I like to try and explain because I feel like the purpose of the video is for you to learn. I just don't want to do it and then have you just see me do it. No, I like to explain it as I'm actually doing it, so you see it as I'm doing it. Okay, some people just record it and then just put some typography and then you just see what happens. I just like to do it this way. I hope it's cool for you. If you don't like it, let me know. Leave your comments in the video. It will be really helpful. All right, if you like this, you know how we do it. Like, subscribe, and give a shout out if you will. Okay, I'm also on Instagram. You see my handle, and oh yeah, this will be available on my GitHub. I'll put the link in the description as well. If you don't see the link, please message me or leave a comment. I'll definitely send you the link to the GitHub repository. All right, I've been Ola. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.